Armies fans, Robin here, and I'm back once more with some Marvel Champions for you. So yes, we're back in the Marvel Champions universe. I'm not quite sure where that is, but you know the score. We're looking at Spider-Man. We're at Spider-Woman today, in fact. We may see some Captain Marvel. We may see some Black Panther. We'll have to wait and see. We have today. I'm doing the first scenario in the Marvel Champions Rise of the Red Skull box, which I've managed to get my hands on. I know a lot of people have already completed it. I haven't. This is the first iteration of the game that has a campaign element, and I have heard it isn't that great. If you want to follow the campaign, you have a look at the campaign logs on the back of the rulebook, and you get various cards coming in and out of play, and it depends on what type of mode you're playing. You may carry injuries and wounds and things over into the next game. But there is a little campaign log, and then you are meant to do things in a particular order when doing the campaign, and you are meant to stay with the same character throughout. I am going to play a campaign. I won't necessarily play the campaign all the way through because I wanted to have a look at some of the other heroes as well. But today I'm going to play Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman is interesting in the fact that I think she is the first multi-aspect character. So normally you pick one aspect to play with. Spider-Woman can actually use cards from two different aspects. So in the May deck, I think she's got aggression cards and justice cards. So they enable you to you can create a deck, more varied deck building, and of course you may find you want to concentrate on one just to give yourself more depth. I don't know. I have not done any deck building as yet. I'm still using the decks that come in the packs. So these are the decks straight out of the Rise of the Red Skull box. It also comes with Hawkeye, who I've heard good things about but haven't yet played. Life as usual has been far too busy. I have also noticed that when playing through, Jessica also has some cards that count as Spider-Woman and other aspects, so protection or whatever, and that will be significant later in the game, as you will see. So what's happening? Well, the first game is against Crossbones. Crossbones is attacking the Project Pegasus facility in the Adirondack Mountains with a small army of HYDRA troops. The shield soldiers stationed there fight desperately to protect the facility, but they are being overwhelmed by HYDRA's blitzkrieg assault. They need your help to stop Crossbones from capturing the experimental weapons being developed in the Pegasus labs. So we have the main scheme deck here, which has got various things in it, and then we have an encounter deck, so that's all made up here. It's got the HYDRA assault weapon set, the weapon master set, Legions of HYDRA, and the standard set, so it's got various standard cards and some of the extras out of the new Red Skull box. And then there's also an experimental weapons deck, which is this one over here, and we will see that in a minute, but that's basically got 4 cards of the experimental weapons. I shuffled them together and set them face down next to the main scheme deck. And that is the experimental weapons deck. After a card enters play, it is considered to be part of the encounter deck. When that card is discarded, it is placed in the encounter deck discard pile. Let's see how we go. So let's have a little look. Crossbones. I'm using just the basic 1 and 2 version of Crossbones. When he has a weapon attachment, his attacks gain piercing, which means I can discard any tough status cards I have before dealing damage. And his first scheme, he's actually got 3 schemes, which is a bit of a departure for me. I've had 2 when I did the claw, but he's got 3 schemes. The first one is attack on Mount Athena. And the setup for that is create the experimental weapons deck and set it next to the main scheme, which I've just done, as I said to you earlier. And then having another little look, it's only got 3, just requires 3 threat per player. The attack on Mount Athena, when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. So let's have a look at that then. It is laser rifle attached to the villain. It's got a force interrupt when the attached villain gains. Sorry, when the attached villain attacks, the attack gains ranged. I think that means you can't attack back if you're ranged. And as a hero action, I can discard a energy and a strength to discard the laser rifle. So Crossbones starts out on 12. Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, starts out on 11. Her skills are, she's a double agent, so she chooses 2 aspects instead of 1 during deck building. Well, that's kind of by the by because I'm using the pre-generated deck. but you must include an equal number of cards from each of the aspects in your deck, so you can't just choose your favourite protection card or whatever in amongst your other leadership cards or however you might want to do it. But she does have an action which is to look at the top card of any deck. There's a limit of once per round. I can see that could be useful. And then on Spider-Woman, when I play to her, she's got superhuman agility. And as an interrupt, when you play an aspect card, Spider-Woman gets +1 thwart, attack and defense until the end of the next round, with a limit of once per round for each aspect. And that's significant when playing Spider-Woman, because I say some of her cards have different aspects on them and they're her Spider-Woman cards, so you can in theory get 3 or even 4 different aspects on her at once. That obviously is tricky because you need to have lots of cards to play them, but we'll see how we go. Her hand size is 6, so we'll start off and I will draw 6 cards. Okay, and the 6 cards I've drawn are Self-Propelled Glide, Genius, Jessica Drew's Apartment, Clear the Area, Tack Team and Skilled Investigator. Okay, I'm going to start my turn. I'm going to start by playing Skilled Investigator on Jessica Drew. It's play under, one per player, and after a side scheme is exhausted, you can draw a card. It's not great, but it's free to play. I'm going to then use Clear the Area to play Jessica Drew's Apartment, which is an alter ego action. I can exhaust it and then search the top 5 cards of my deck for an aspect card and it's my hand. Then shuffle my deck. So having a quick look. 5 cards there. I've got Piercing Strike I'm going to take. Hang on to Piercing Strike. Okay, and then I've got an aggression card. I want Jessica Drew to be in Spider-Woman form, so I can play that aggression card. So I'm going to use Genius and Self-Propelled Glide to play Tack Team. When I play Tack Team, I can put 3 counters on it, and I can exhaust Tack Team to score 2, but I can also... Spider-Woman gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, +1 defense until the end of the round because I've played an aggression card. I'm going to put a little Warhammer Underworlds token on Spider-Woman to remind me she's got +1 there. I'm going to hold on to the Piercing Strike that I picked up. I will exhaust Tack Team to do 2 damage, 2 Crossbones, taking him down to 10. And then I will also attack with Spider-Woman, which is 2 damage because she's got +1, takes him down to 8. That's the end of my turn. I'm going to unexhaust these cards. She's still got plus to her defense should I need it. He is going to attack, which does mean that he's going to gain ranged, but I think that's okay. I'm going to draw 4 new cards to go with my Piercing Strike. And I've picked up Press the Advantage, Energy, Interrogation Room and Venom Blast. Whoa. Okay. Crossbones will advance the scheme and then he's going to attack. So I'm going to draw a boost card. It's a double boost, so he's going to do 3 damage. While Crossbones is going to piercing, and I removed any tough, but I don't have any tough counters. Just going to do 3 damage straight through to Spider-Woman, dropping her down to 8. And then the encounter card, it's Gang Up. When revealed, this card gains Surge. Now, in here are the villain, and each minion engaged with you attacks you. So I'm going to be attacked, which I can draw a new card. It's just 1 boost this time, so it's another 2 damage. Oh, I could let that go. I couldn't. I didn't decide early enough. So I'm going to take that damage. She's down to 6 already. So I had a strong start, but he's arguably stronger. So that's that. And then it's my turn. Take a hero action. I'm going to play Energy to do a Venom Blast. Bish bash bosh. Venom Blast does 5 damage to Crossbones. And that is an aggression card, so that will put 1 damage. No, so I'll put it on 5, should be on 3. A Venom card goes straight, gives +1 more to Spider-Woman. Interesting. kind of could press my advantage, but I could equally die. Okay, and then I'm going to use both. I'm going to use press the advantage and interrogation rune to play piercing strike, which will deal 3 damage straight away to Crossbones, which takes him down to 0 already. When revealed, search the encounter deck for Crossbones machine gun and attach it to Crossbones. Shuffle the encounter deck. So I need to find Crossbones machine gun. Crossbones machine gun attaches to Crossbones. Uses 2 ammo counters. Force interrupt. When Crossbones attacks you, remove 1 ammo counter from this card and discard the top card of the encounter deck. Take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. There's 1 and 2 machine gun. He goes back up to 14 hit points as well now, not 140. 14 hit points, and he's got 2 counters on his machine gun, and he will do extra damage with those when attacked. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn Spider-Woman over to Jessica Drew, and I'm going to recover for 3, take her back to 9. I'm also going to exhaust Tac Team, take another counter off, and take Crossbones down to 12. I'm in Jessica Drew form now, so I can exhaust that Jessica Drew's apartment. Look through the top 5 cards to have a look at and take an aspect card. Didn't get anything massively useful there. Spider-Man, but he takes 5. He costs 5, and he's pretty good, but he's 5. I'll take Spider-Man. Do I want to take Spider-Man? I'm going to take clear the area. For 1, I'm not going to take Spider-Man. Again, that might be a mistake. I'm not quite sure. The Spider-Man is quite strong, but he is 5. I'm not quite sure how easy he's going to be to play. So that's that. I can look at the top card of any deck using Jessica Drew's ability. So I'm going to have a look at the top card of the encounter deck. So it's a HYDRA Flame Soldier, so when he schemes, he will boost if this card results in an undefended attack, discard a support you control. So that's not too bad because I will be doing escape, so that's fine. I'm going to leave that there. Not that I could do much anyway, but I suppose I'd be prepared. So I'm going to unexhaust these, and I'm going to draw 4 cards back up to 6. Okay, Crossbones now schemes for 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a let's get that right. Place threat on the main scheme, yep. And then he's going to activate, so he's going to scheme for 2, which is going to take it over the. So it is going to complete the scheme, and I've got the Infinity Stone now, which I assume I have to turn over. Isn't there anything else? When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. I presume he's going to get even better now. I've got to attach this villain. It's the power gauntlets. After the attached villain attacks and damages you, discard 1 card from your hand, and again I can remove it, this time with a genius and a strength resource. I'm feeling like that might prove to be useful. In my hand I've got clear the area, piercing strike, skilled investigator, spider girl, inconspicuous, and pheromones. Pheromones is a good card. So now I need 6 to get 6 threat on the scheme. I didn't draw a card to scheme with, but I did know it was HYDRA Flame, so I wouldn't do anything, so I'm going to put that into the discard pile. And now over here I've got all sorts of horrible things. I've got laser rifles and machine guns and power gauntlets, but also old Crossbones is in a difficult position. So I'm going to begin by using Jessica Drew's apartment to draw 5 of these and keep any aspect cards that I find. I'm going to keep an aggression. I'm going to use Tac Team to deal 2 damage to Crossbones, taking him down to 10. Okay, I think I need to be in hero form. I'm going to flip over to hero form and I'm going to play Skilled Investigator and Inconspicuous to play Pheromones, and as a hero action I could stun and confuse the enemy. So I'm going to stun and confuse the enemy, which is handy because that means he can't attack next turn. And then I'm going to, that's an event, so that goes in this pile. Then I'm going to use Spider Girl and clear the area. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. So that puts one of these counters on Spider Woman. So I'm going to then use clear the area and Spider Girl to play Piercing Strike, which will drop, which is another aggression card. So Pheromones was Justice, Piercing Strike is aggression, so I can put another counter on old Spider Woman and deal 3 damage at the same time, dropping that down to 7. Then I'm going to hold on to Piercing Strike in my hand. I am going to then attack with Spider Woman, and because she's got 2 of these counters on her, that takes up to 3. That will drop Crossbones down to 4. Completely forgot to look at his top card. I'm going to keep that card in my hand. I'm going to draw 4 new ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now in my hand I have Piercing Strike, Finesse, Heroic Intuition, Contaminant Immunity, and Press the Advantage, which I think is going to be very useful. So it's Crossbones' turn. He would attack. The next time this character would attack, I'm going to remove the stunned counter from him so he can't attack, which means he doesn't draw a card. But then his encounter, I didn't put anything on the scheme, I'm going to put 1 on the scheme there. For his encounter card he draws Assault. The villain attacks me. Okay, but he's confused so he can't. The next time he would attack, we'll discard that as well. So he can't attack me. So there are some bonuses there. And so that's it. So he's done he couldn't attack. And then he assaulted me, but he couldn't do that either. So I've got rid of those 2 cards. So Pheromones definitely saved me there, some serious trouble. So now I need to, out of my cards that I've got here, I need to find a way to get him to just take 4 damage, and I think I'm going to be able to do that because he's not stunned or confused anymore, but I still think I'm going to manage it. I've got Press the Advantage. Oh, I've got Piercing Strike as well. So I think this is going to be easy. I'm going to play Finesse and Heroic Intuition to do Piercing Strike, which takes off 3 damage. And then I'm going to use Contaminant Immunity to play Press the Advantage, which does the final 2 damage. He's not stunned anymore, so I don't do the extra. I don't draw a card. I don't need to because that's him down to 0. Well, I never. That went very smoothly indeed. I have to say I've heard the Crossbones is a little bit easy to play. I did succeed there. Hopefully I haven't made any horrible mistakes. And normally fine when I edit it back. I've made some horrible mistakes. It's normally involving forgetting to draw cards, but I don't think so. Luckily I managed to stop from Crossbones from attacking me at a crucial moment there. The Pheromones card is very, very strong, that's what I've heard, and it does seem to be the case. So what happens now in the campaign mode, I can victory, each player chooses 1 of the tech upgrades from the HYDRA campaign set and adds it to their hand, and that adds it to their deck, and that is Adrenal Stims, Tactical Scanner, Emergency Teleporter or Laser Cannon. I will probably take Laser Cannon because it's just good fun, isn't it? I'll take the Laser Cannon there, and I may change my mind. If I do change my mind, I'll flag it up at the next game. So that is the first game. So Spider Woman has taken Laser Cannon, and I've defeated that. And I record the name. I've also got to record the name of each experimental attachment that entered the game in the campaign log. So that's the Power Gauntlet and the Laser Rifle. And then if I was doing the expert campaign, I'd have to record each identity's remaining hit points of the campaign log as well as any other cards that presumably you start on low hit points because you have to go off to the next emergency. The next emergency will be against the Absorbing Man. Presumably he talks and you listen. That's the Absorbing Man. So that's the next scenario which I would do. I might have a little go with Hawkeye against somebody else first beforehand, just to see how Hawkeye plays. But I hope you enjoyed that. It was pretty short and sweet this week. Really looking for more of a challenge as I head towards finding Red Skull. The Infinity Stone did come out there, so I don't know what that means, but we'll see how we go. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying this content. It doesn't get anywhere near as many views as our Warhammer Underworlds content. I think I need to get Pete involved to get that repartee going, which I know you will enjoy. But hopefully, if you play Marvel Champions, you do enjoy the content and you'd like to see more, do let me know in the comments. But until next time, whether it be in the Beast Grave or whether it be on the streets of New York with Spider-Man or Spider-Woman, we'll see you soon.